Don Pasquale of Donizetti is probably, I guess it represents the summit of his fantastic opera career. It's hard to believe that he'd actually written 60 operas before this one, many of them extremely big successes in Naples, in Rome, in Paris, in Milan, but that Don Pasquale was really the runaway success. Apparently nobody thought it was going to be during rehearsals. Nobody except Donizetti, that is. The theatre managers were thinking that it was fit for tumblers, and the singers themselves were not convinced that it was going to be a huge success. It's just completely endearing. It has a fabulous score, one tune after another that you could whistle, really clever orchestration, great characters. I mean, they're all very much larger than life. Their weaknesses are very apparent, but they're all pretty lovable. And I think the challenge to the producer, William Oldroyd, will be to make them lovable. I mean, they are funny. You don't have to make them funny. In fact, it'll kill it if anyone thinks they're funny, or if they think they're funny, and I'm sure he won't do that. But it's a kind of sticky situation with a lot of unpleasantness that resolves itself almost against the will of the characters. You sympathize with the young lovers, and then you find out that actually they're a bit mean to this guy just because he's old. But then you find out he's pretty grumpy, really. I guess that goes with being old, I'm finding that out. I know the producer in this case has a wonderful conceit. He's decided to represent Don Pasquale as an opera conductor, and everybody knows they can be pretty scary. So there will be an interesting line through the piece. I'm looking forward to it. It's for all that it's one of the most popular operas ever written, it's not very often performed anymore. I'm not quite sure why. And when it is performed, often people do torture it a bit. They decide that it has to be set on Mars or, in Buffalo Bus Station. And I don't think that really helps in this case. So I'm looking forward to it a lot. I'm looking forward to hearing it regularly. I was halfway inspired to do it. Well, inspired, I don't know if it was an inspiration, but I recognized the opportunity to do it because I heard a fantastic English tenor sing the big aria for Ernesto in audition, and I thought, we've got to do it for him. But of course at the same time I was thinking about Keel Watson, that he would make an extraordinary Don Pasquale, that the part could have been written for him, and he's got a great stage gift as well as a very strong voice. And then recognized opportunities with two wonderful Irish singers, for the Norina and for the Malatesta. That's Mary O'Sullivan and Owen Gilhooly. So they, along with the tenor Nick Sherratt, I thought would make a really top-class team for this show. And then matching them up with Dominic Wheeler, who always makes such a good job of 19th century Italian opera. I think we're on to a winner. I mean, that alongside The Marriage of Figaro, that's going to represent in many of the cities and towns several nights of really top flight opera that they know and love.